Okay, in this next exercise we're going to be looking at doing a pinwheel type exercise. Initially at the walk and then at the trot. Walk on. Again, at this stage I like to go through and start using my carriage driving whip once again for close interaction with my horse. So what I'm looking at doing is, again, as always, I usually just start with a nice sort of horse that walks off nice and relaxed, and then I'm going to start to look for the exercise. In this exercise, what I'm going to look at doing, we'll just down to the walk, is I'm going to start to look for an advanced kind of lateral movement moving around me. I'm trying to stay here into the directly behind position, and you can see that this little guy hasn't done a great deal of this. I'm just asking for him to step around me here. Good, keep going. Then I'm going to, as I do the change of direction, I allow him to step forward while I bring up my whip to the other side of his body, asking him to step around once again. And that's the real key in this part, because we're asking these horses to sort of almost collect as they walk around us here, as I'm staying directly behind. But through this change of direction, I allow my horse to travel forward in the change. So right here, I'm allowing him to walk forward, and then I pick up my stick here, my driving whip, and I ask for that change of direction through my pinwheel exercise. And whoa, good. Okay, pinwheel exercise at the trot. Initially, once I have done this, my horse is doing this very happily at the walk, in obedient, and he's sort of understanding what I'm asking of him, then I'm going to progress this up into the trot. If there was a point that I got to where I was just really struggling with this exercise, I would go back and use my lateral movements up and down the fence to help re-establish this exercise and the understanding to the horse of what it is that I'm asking him to do. So to begin with, I'm going to once again ask him to walk off, walk on. Okay, and then what I'm going to ask of him to do is to move forward into the trot before I start to set him up for this. And trot on. Okay, so once again I'm going to look at re-establishing my trot circle to begin with. Then I'm going to start to shorten my outside rein and start to feel him here with my driving whip on this outside hip, asking for him to move around me in this pinwheel motion. Good. Hold, that's it. You can see that he's doing what he can. Almost lost the forward motion. If I lose the forward motion, I just allow him to travel forward a little bit. Even if I have to go all the way back out and start again, that's okay. The more times that you bring him in and set this up, the more efficient that you're going to be at doing it. So again, just bump him on the hip here, asking for that hind quarter to come through. That's it. Keep stepping him around. Step that inside. Good. Good. Okay, then I'm going to ask of him for the change of direction. Now remembering that the importance here is allowing the horse to have forward motion in this change. Good, there. Ask that, there we go, there he found a little resistance. Started to find it, figure it out. And just bump there on that hip, just asking him to engage that hip, moving it across underneath himself. That's it, keep going. Just bump there on that hip, good, and again, there he came up, he's like, oh man, that's really hard. Good, allow him to travel forward. And the change there, good, that was better. He's almost thought about anticipating it there. There we've got a little far out of where I'd like to be. Pick him back up here again. Move that hip. Good, allow him to go forward. Then the change, there he got a little further forward than I would have liked. It's okay, he's still trying, he's still using that hip up underneath him. Bring that hip. Thinking about keeping this horse's body straight, good. Trot, keep the trot. And forward to walk and woo. Good job. Walk up and rub on him.